Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City FanTV and welcome to this latest pre-match preview with an opposition fan channel, and obviously with Leicester coming up, we've invited Leicester FanTV and Lee Chappie or Chappers or Jamie Vardy or whatever you want to call him onto the channel. And as usual, what we've done is we've sent each of the 5 questions. So these are my answers to Lee's questions that he sent to me. So the first question then, since Man City winning the Premier League title for the first time around 2012, managers have not really lasted longer than 3 seasons. Is this the norm for being a top team in the Premier League? Well, I think it is. I think it's the way it's becoming. We've seen, prior to Wenger and prior to Alex Ferguson, managers sort of stay around now, and we're getting more and more European and world managers, and I just think that's just the template now, where managers go all over the world to different clubs. So far, we're in our 4th season with Pep Guardiola. He's still got another year to go, and that'll be the longest he's ever stayed at any club. 4 years at Barcelona, 3 years at Bayern. 5 years at Manchester City, with the possibility of signing an extended contract if he does stay. So I do think it's the general model that we're seeing now. Whether the problem being is that you've got a lot of English coaches, British coaches at football clubs these days, but it's whether the investment is there in the team, and if the investment is there, not there in the team, and they can't sustain sort of top status in the top tier of English football in the Premier League, then the chances are those British managers are moved on. I mean, you've got the exceptions at the moment with the likes of Sean Dyche. You've seen your manager Brendan Rodgers stay for a number of years up in Scotland, and now he's at Leicester. So, do I think it is the norm? I think it is. I think it's the way it's going. We're going very much like European. If you look in Spain, Spain is very similar. Italy is very similar. I just think that's the model, what clubs are going down this day and age, which is a shame. It is a shame. But can I see Pep staying? Well, I think he'll certainly see out his contract. But whether he stays beyond the 5 years, we'll have to wait and see.
Hi guys, thank you for having me on the channel. I'm Lee Chapman from Leicester FanTV. You can follow me at Lee_Chappie on Twitter and Insta, and you can follow us at Leicester FanTV on Insta and Twitter. We're also on Facebook as well, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Right, I've got some questions thrown at from you guys, so I thought I'd give you my take. So Brendan Rodgers, he's a love him or dislike him character. What has he brought to LCFC? When Brendan Rodgers came in, we was under Club Puel at the time, and to be honest with you, there was just no character. There was no personality, and to be honest with you, it looked to me like the players had lost interest, not in just the manager, but in each other. There was just no end product to Claude Puel's style either. Jamie Vardy wasn't scoring goals. The attack was dead on its feet. Side to side stuff. So Brendan Rodgers has brought in an attacking philosophy, and he's got the players huddled together and working together and talking together and getting them involved as well. They just, after games, they huddle, and it's just great to see. And that reflects on the fans as well, because, under Claude Puel, sometimes I could have fell asleep. It's almost like I had to take the alarm clock with me and press snooze a couple of times, because honestly, it was that dire at times under Claude Puel. I'm not knocking Claude Puel for what he did. He did bring some youthful characters into our team. Hamza Chowdhury, James Maddison, some of these absolute ballers that are renowned for being quality, but overall it just lacked intensity and it just had to go. So that's basically what Brendan's done. He's came in and changed it up a bit. It's definitely a better attacking forward Leicester City right now.
Okay, on to Lee's second question to me, which was following on from the previous question. Do you feel Pep has had his day and his days are numbered at the club? Wow, I mean, you're talking about probably right now the most successful coach in world football, probably the best coach in world football. So has he had his day? What for the fact that we are currently in the top 3 in the Premier League? Obviously, we've not been pulling up trees like we did the last 2 seasons. But then again, you've got to remember we've smashed every single Premier League record. We've 198 points over 2 seasons. I mean, it's so difficult to win back to back Premier League titles. We've seen it in the Premier League era. Only Manchester United have done that. It is so difficult, and it's very draining, not only just on the manager but the players as well. And I think we're seeing that along with the injuries. So Pep has had his day, has absolutely no chance. As he had his day. I mean, he's still the best coach in world football, in my opinion. Will he stay beyond his current deal, which runs out in 18 months' time? I'm not too sure. I mean, we'll wait and see. I'm very hopeful, though, that he will see out his contract that ends at the end of the 2021 season. But he's certainly not at his day. He's still by far the best coach in world football.
Number 2, he's just signed a new 5-year contract. Can you honestly see him seeing that out? If not, would he be a good fit for City, obviously Man City, after Pep? The thing is, lads, is you guys, when you first won the league, the Premier League, was it 2009? You've not really held on to a manager for quite some time. I think 3 seasons, full 3 seasons is the max that you guys do. And then you move on. I don't understand, because you've probably got one of the best managers right now in the world under Pep. He's renowned to be one of the best in the world. I don't know, maybe there's something that's not quite working this season for you guys, but what he did last season was tremendous. But talking about Brendan going, look, Brendan Rodgers hasn't got no loyalty. Look at it that way. He left Celtic on... That's his boyhood club, by the way. He left Celtic on almost a guarantee of winning trophies, European football. The list goes on. So I've got no... Put it this way. Leicester fans know that he's not loyal. I'm not worried about him going, but I can't see him going just yet. I think if he was to go, we're talking 12 months' time, 18 months' time at least yet.
And question number 3 from Lee was, Leicester City pulled off the 1,000-to-1 miracle of winning the Premier League. At the time, did you feel we more than earned it, or was it more the other teams were just not performing? I would say a little bit of both. I would say more so that you actually earned it, because you were playing at the time a really new style of counter-attacking football, and it took a lot of teams, including ourselves, time to figure that out. And I think it was just one of those seasons where everything aligned. You had players playing at the top of their game, the likes of Maguire. You had N'Golo Kante. You had Riyad Mahrez, who was player of the season that season. All playing incredible football. Jamie Vardy on fire. I mean, you only have to look at what Vardy's done since. It's not been that great. This season he's having a good season. So I just think everything aligned with... the likes of Ranieri that season. And possibly other teams were in transitional phases of their development, but I do definitely think Leicester deserved it that particular season. It wasn't just down to United's, Chelsea's, Arsenal's, City's being poor. I think Leicester definitely deserved that win and were by far the most exciting team to watch in that particular season.
Question 3. Who is in charge of your scouting system? You've made some great signings for the past 5-6 years on the cheap. Again, the likes of Sionchu. How good has he been, and how good is Maddison? Only asking because I think he'd be perfect for City under Pep. It's a good question. The thing is, the last 5-6 years, we've had managerial changes ourselves, as you know. We've gone from Nigel Pearson and his assistant, Craig Shakespeare, and Steve Walsh Sr., who went to Everton, footballing director of Everton. So it's been difficult to follow all of the assistant coaches and stuff that come in, because obviously Claudio Ranieri came in and replaced Pearson, but kept his backroom staff. And then he got sacked. Craig Shakespeare took over. The assistant took over as main manager. He got sacked. I'm not quite sure, really. I think maybe a little bit of luck as well as just. I suppose it's got to be. It's not. I don't know. It's hard to explain, lads. When we won the league that 15-16 season, the team was full of misfits. We were just full of misfits. Man United rejects, and non-league player Jamie Vardy and Riyad Mahrez from £500,000 from bloody League Two somewhere in France. I don't know. It's weird. But Sionchu, for example, like you just asked, he was sitting in the squad full season last season under Club Puel. But we had Harry Maguire, who was in the starting lineup. You take him out, put Sionchu in, and Sionchu balls it. I don't know. These players seem to just step up, and it's phenomenal. We've got Ndidi as well, another player that people didn't really, I've never heard of, and all of a sudden now he's being compared to Kante at Leicester when we was winning the league. It's crazy to think what's going on at the club. I can't really give you an answer on the scouting. I think it's a little bit of luck, and also it just happens.
And on to question 4 from Lee. Are you fearful of the Foxes? And do you see Leicester as a top side that can establish themselves into a top 6 for years to come? Okay, am I fearful for the Foxes, or fearful of the Foxes? Definitely. Playing some great football at the moment. Under Rodgers, he's really gotten going again. Vardy's sort of hit another rich vein of form. You've got other players like Maddison, who I absolutely rate massively. I think he's a wonderful player. I'd love to see him at City at some point. You've got Sionchu and coming in, and Ndidi and other players who are it's one of those seasons again where people are just hitting form at the right time. So am I fearful? Absolutely fearful, because I think you're playing great football and very, very dangerous. You've seen this season teams that have counter-attacked us with pace have been pretty successful overall. So, yeah, definitely. Can you be a top 6 team? I think under Brendan Rodgers. I know he's a real Marmite type of manager. Love him or hate him. And he's proven it. He's been very close in the Premier League when he was at Liverpool. Been to Celtic, absolutely dominated Celtic, the Scottish League for years. And now he's suddenly transformed Leicester again into a team that plays real attacking football. So, yeah, I definitely do. I think you can still invest further. So the money's there. So money's not an issue. The only problem being is, can you hold on to those players? Because regardless of whether you've got money and want to keep them, as we've seen with the likes of Leroy Sané coming up very soon, if players really want to go, they'll go. And there's nothing you can do about it. So that'll be the only problem. But can you be a top 6 team in years to come, as long as you keep recruiting like you have been doing? Definitely, without a shadow of a doubt.
Standout players this season for you, and where can you realistically finish? Oh, I think the stats don't lie. Look at us. We're still unbeaten. I know we drew against Norwich, who, by the way, beat you. Lost to Southampton, who we beat 9-0. Football's a funny old game. It really is. That's just the way it is. Realistically, I think we can secure Champions League football, regardless if that's first, second, or third, or even fourth position. I think we can and realistically aim for Champions League football right now. We're in a very good, position. We're 10 points off of the league leaders, Liverpool, and slightly above yourselves. It's going to be difficult between the two. I'm going to go into the next question in a second, as a prediction. But don't forget, we've got we've had on and off victories and victories from yourselves against us. It's been a bit of a back and forth clash between Leicester and Man City. 21 games all in, 6 wins for Leicester, 10 losses for ourselves. 10 wins for you guys, 5 draws. Last few fixtures, Man City won 1-0, Leicester won 2-1, then a draw 1-1 in the League Cup. Man City smashed us 5-1. There was a 1-1, then a 2-0 for you, 2-1 for you, 4-2 for us. It's back and forth between the sides, to be honest with you, and it's going to be a difficult one to bet against. Again, I don't know. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to tip, because any team can turn up. Like I say, you guys lost to Norwich, withdrew to Norwich. I don't know. I wouldn't want to call it, to be honest with you, but I know it's going to be an exciting game. Obviously, the best victory at the Etihad was obviously when we won the Premier League, and then you bought Riyad Mahrez, who's He's done all right for you guys, but I don't think he should have gone, to be honest with you. But there you go. Do we miss him? Not sure. Moving on to your next question. I mean, I don't know about not sure about missing Riyad Mahrez. He's a technically amazing player, but he's just so flipping lazy in defending. He's just so lazy. He needs someone like N'Golo Kante or Wilfred Ndidi to back him up. So it's just one of them.
And the final question is score predictions and where overall you think both teams can and will finish at the end of the season. Wow. Score prediction, I've gone for Man City 2, Leicester 1. I've got to stick with City. We had a pretty easy win last night against Oxford, and we're still waiting to see whether the likes of Sergio Aguero is training this week and be back for this particular game. But yeah, being at home, I think we might just have a slight advantage. I think it's going to be a very, very close game, if I'm being honest. Could be a draw. I've only gone for City because of my allegiance to City. With regards to where we'll finish overall, it's going to take a lot of stopping Liverpool to win the title now. It's theirs to lose. But as we've seen, stranger things have happened. And with all the games that are coming up over Christmas and then into the new year, and then Champions League football and cup competitions, even though they're out of the Carabao Cup now for disrespecting it, then it can catch up. You only have to look at the way they performed, by all accounts, against Monterrey in this World Carabao Cup Club Biscuit competition, whatever it's called. Yeah, with Van Dijk out, people were saying they didn't look anywhere near defensively sound as they normally do. So it only takes one or two injuries and everything can suddenly start unravelling very quickly, as we've seen at City with the likes of Laporte being out, with the likes of Leroy Sané being out all season. And we've had other injuries with David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne and losing Vincent Kompany and all of these things. So there's still a long way to go. Do I think anybody can catch Liverpool? I'll be very, very, very shocked if anybody does and they do lose it from this position. However, we'll wait and see. Let's see when it comes to middle of February where things stand. As for our finishing position, I think we'll easily make top four, whether that's second or third, I'm not too sure. I think we'll go all out for the Champions League and domestic cup competitions this particular season. As for Leicester, I think you're guaranteed a top four without a shadow of a doubt. Whereabouts, I'm not too sure. You could finish above us in second or third, I don't know. But I think you are definitely, if you carry on performing the way you're performing, you'll definitely be in Champions League football next season.
Who are you fearful of at City? And your score prediction, that's kind of easy. KDB, Kevin De Bruyne. Geez, he's just, some of them goals he's banged in, man. Oh, he's just a player. If he's 100%, he can pass a ball on a 50p piece to anyone. I mean, he made Iheanacho, Kelechi Iheanacho, we bought off you. He made him look amazing. And since he's been at Leicester, he's been, to be quite honest with you, poor. He's been piss poor, not been great. He has had a better couple of games now under Brendan Rodgers, but overall, since we signed him, he's not been the player that I thought we was going to, get. And I think that's because of players like Kevin De Bruyne giving him assists, like that, without even thinking about it. What a player he is! Kevin De Bruyne is my man that I fear the most. My score prediction. Ooh, it's going to be tight. If Leicester play, they have been playing, particularly against some of the Aston Villa game, we absolutely bossed that. I'm going to go with. It's so difficult, this one. I'm going to go for a draw, I think, or a narrow win, a 1-0 Leicester win, or a 1-1 draw. I'm going to go for a Leicester win, 1-0. Thank you for letting me on your channel. Hope you check our channel out, Leicester Fan TV, and you can follow me on socials as well. I'm always doing Leicester content, and I do watch-alongs, I do post-match and previews and stuff as well. So I'll see you soon, guys. Thank you for letting me on, and good luck. Good luck. Yeah, good luck. See you later, boys.
I want to say a massive thank you to Chappers from Leicester Fan TV. And don't forget, go over and check out his channel. And I promise you, he is Lee Chappers. He's not Jamie Vardy. His links will be in the description below. But anyway, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Hope you enjoyed that quick preview of the fan channel, previews for the game against Leicester on Saturday evening at the Etihad Stadium. And don't forget, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and give us your comments below the video. And we'll see you soon.